All right, let's cut to the chase. Travel doesn't have to drain your bank account. If you've been stuck scrolling through Instagram, seeing people flaunt their luxury vacations while you're stuck figuring out how to make your next trip fit within your budget, you're not alone. But here's the thing. What if I told you that all those flashy, expensive travel tips are overrated? Yes, you heard that right. You don't need to throw away your savings to experience the world. What you need are pragmatic travel hacks. In this video, I'm going to reveal the strategies I wish I had known when I first started traveling on a tight budget. We're talking real, actionable hacks that will change the way you think about travel. From saving money on flights and accommodations to getting the most out of your experiences without falling for the tourist traps. These aren't the cookie-cutter tips you've heard 1,000 times. And trust me, this isn't about cutting corners or missing out. It's about smarter, more efficient travel that lets you see the world without going broke. So, if you're ready to break free from the myth that traveling on a budget means sacrificing your dream destinations, stay tuned. This is about getting you out there and experiencing more without spending more. Hit that play button and let's dive into the travel hacks that really work. Number 1. Hostel hacking. Why paying for a private room is a waste. Let's talk about something that might just blow your mind. Paying for a private room while traveling. Total waste of money. Yes, you heard me right. You might be thinking, wait, isn't that what everyone does? Well, here's the kicker. It's not just a waste of cash. It's a missed opportunity to experience something way more valuable. Trust me on this. You know the type, right? The ones who book a private room at a fancy hotel or a well-priced Airbnb and think they've got it made. But here's the thing. The minute you close that door, you're shutting out the essence of travel itself, connection. You're not meeting anyone, not learning about the place from the people who actually live there, and worst of all, you're paying a premium for what? A bed and a shower. It's not just the cost that gets you, it's what you're losing in the process. And don't even get me started on the hotel breakfast. It's probably cold eggs and rubbery bacon anyway. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I value my privacy. Trust me, I get it. Who doesn't want a little personal space after a long day of exploring? But here's the secret sauce. Hostels are actually the best way to embrace that sense of freedom and exploration. Hear me out. Staying in a shared dormitory isn't just cheaper, it's also a hell of a lot more fun. You can meet people from all over the world, trade travel stories, get tips on hidden local gems, and maybe even find someone to tag along with on your next adventure. Take my last trip to Berlin as an example. I booked a bunk in a lively, buzzing hostel in the heart of the city. I wasn't sure what to expect at first. Who wants to share their personal space with strangers, right? But let me tell you, that bunk became my base of operations. I shared meals with people from Australia, Germany, and even Japan, and we swapped stories and recommendations for the best local spots. The connections I made there were way more valuable than any hotel luxury I could have paid for. One night, a couple of us even teamed up to explore the local nightlife, all for a fraction of what you'd spend in a fancy bar or club. And the cherry on top, my stay cost less than half of what I would have paid for a private room in some tourist trap. Here's the thing. Hostel stays aren't just about saving money. They're about reclaiming your travel experience. It's about breaking free from your comfort zone and embracing the randomness of the world. It's about making those spontaneous connections, learning from people who are on their own journeys, and letting the experience truly shape you. So next time you're booking that cozy private room, ask yourself, is this truly adding value to your adventure, or are you just checking a box? Because if you're after real memories, real connections, and a richer experience, it's time to think outside the hotel room box. In the end, this isn't about giving up privacy or sacrificing comfort. It's about opening yourself up to a world of possibilities. You don't need a fancy room to have a fantastic trip. What you need is a mindset that values experiences over exclusivity. This is your journey. Make it meaningful, make it authentic, and make it unforgettable. Your space, your adventure, and your freedom. Number 2, free Wi-Fi and coffee shops, your new hotel lobby. Here's a bold claim: your next office while traveling doesn't have to be a sterile hotel lobby or an overpriced co-working space. In fact, all you need is a coffee shop, free Wi-Fi, and a good vibe. Yes, you heard that right. You might be thinking, but don't I need a fancy desk and proper facilities to get work done? Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't. And trust me, I know it sounds too simple to be true, but hear me out. You know the drill. You're in a new city. Maybe you've just checked into a hotel and now you need to get some work done. The hotel lobby's got that bland, fluorescent lit vibe that's just perfect for zapping your motivation. Maybe there's a coffee station with a sad, half-melted muffin, but that's about it. Or maybe you decide to try a co-working space, but the fees are sky high and you're wondering if you can even afford a latte by the time you finish the day. It's frustrating, right? We've all been there. You've paid for a place to stay, but it doesn't feel like the right environment to actually get things done. Here's the twist. Coffee shops with free Wi-Fi are the unsung heroes of the remote working world. Sure, they might not have a receptionist, fancy chairs, or the latest tech, but they do something far more valuable. They provide the kind of atmosphere you actually need to work. It's a space full of energy, with just the right amount of background noise, the scent of freshly brewed coffee in the air, and the occasional inspirational conversation happening at the next table. Plus, you've got a menu full of lattes and snacks to fuel your brain. Let me break it down for you. Coffee shops offer exactly what a hotel lobby can't: a real sense of place, a human vibe, and a ton of hidden productivity benefits. Now I know what you're thinking. But what about distractions? Won't I get sidetracked by people talking or the guy on his phone next to me? Sure, those things happen, but here's the beauty of it. Coffee shops actually foster a sense of natural focus. You're not isolated in a sterile room with your own thoughts spiraling. You're surrounded by life, and that quiet buzz actually sharpens your focus. It's the perfect balance between privacy and interaction. You get to be part of a bustling environment without the overwhelming pressure of being in a loud, chaotic setting. It's like the perfect middle ground where you can zone into your work while still feeling connected to the world around you. Plus, the ability to take a break and stretch your legs without feeling like you're stuck at a desk is a game changer. Here's a little story from my own travels. I was in Barcelona a couple of years ago, staying in this lovely little hotel that wasn't exactly office-friendly. I had a few important projects to wrap up, but the hotel lobby, let's just say it was the kind of place where even the Wi-Fi was sleepy. So I took my laptop and walked to a nearby cafe that promised free Wi-Fi. The cafe was cozy, with the perfect mix of local buzz and background music that didn't overpower my thoughts. I ordered an espresso and settled in. Within minutes, I was in the zone, working at lightning speed. Every time I needed a break, I could look up, watch the world go by, or chat with the friendly barista. And when the day was done, I felt like I'd actually experienced the city, not just worked through it from behind a hotel desk. It was a solid, satisfying win. Here's what you really gain from this strategy: mental freedom. It's not just about finding a place to sit. It's about reclaiming your space, your time, and your energy. When you stop relying on traditional hotel setups or overpriced office spaces, you take back control of your workday. You get to work at your own pace, in a space that energizes you, not drains you. So next time you're in a new city, skip the hotel lobby. Find a local coffee shop with free Wi-Fi and dive into the world of possibility. your space, your productivity, and your peace of mind. Let that be the new definition of office. Number 3, avoid tourist traps. How to spend money like a local, not a tourist. Here's a bold thought. If you want to really experience a place, stop acting like a tourist. Yes, you heard me right. I know. Tourist spots are what everyone tells you to see. But here's the thing. If you want to spend your money wisely and truly soak in the culture, the real gems are always outside those flashy tourist traps. Now you might be thinking, wait, but everyone says I need to see the Eiffel Tower or the Colosseum. Isn't that what travel is all about? Yes, trust me on this. You can still experience a city, even if you skip the obvious spots, and spend your money like a local, not a tourist. You know the type. You've just landed in a new city, your phone's full of tourist recommendations, and you're ready to take in all the must-see spots. So, you go, you buy the overpriced ticket, and you're standing there thinking, this is cool, but is it worth the $50? We've all been there, right? You do the whole tourist thing, take a picture, buy a souvenir that probably says, I love city in cheesy font, and then move on to the next expensive attraction. It's fun for a moment, but deep down, you know you're just following the herd, and it feels kind of hollow. So, how do you break free from the tourist trap cycle? Here's where the twist comes in. Forget the crowds and dive into the local life. Spend your money like the people who actually live in the city. Think about it. Locals don't waste their cash on overpriced tourist attractions. They know where the good food is, where they're eating delicious, fresh meals for a fraction of the price. They know the quirky little shops and markets where you can find souvenirs that actually mean something, rather than generic postcards. And guess what? The experiences they're having, far richer and more meaningful than those overpriced, overcrowded spots. It's not about skipping the fun. It's about experiencing a place through its everyday rhythm and soul. Let me share a little story from my own travels. I was in Lisbon a while ago, and everyone I talked to told me I had to go to the famous Belém Tower. I get it. It's a landmark. It's iconic. But the entrance fee was high, and I just wasn't feeling the whole stand in line for an hour to snap a photo vibe. Instead, I wandered through the Alfama district, a part of the city that tourists usually overlook. And let me tell you, it was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had. I stumbled upon tiny cafes where locals were sipping their coffee, listened to the distant strums of a guitar as a busker played fado music, and chatted with shop owners who told me stories about their neighborhood. I found a little market selling fresh pastries, not the famous pastel de nata, but just as delicious. And guess what? I spent a fraction of the money I would have at the tourist trap. It was authentic, it was real, and it felt so much more connected to the heart of Lisbon than any monument ever could. This is about more than saving money. This is about reclaiming your experience as a traveler. When you step off the beaten path, you unlock the kind of experiences that make your trip memorable, not because you've ticked off the usual sights, but because you've lived like a local. It's about enjoying the real tastes, sounds, and rhythms of a place. It's about embracing authenticity. And yes, it's about avoiding the cringy I Heart City magnets and overpriced tickets that leave you feeling less like a traveler and more like a walking wallet. When you travel this way, you gain something priceless: your peace, your space, and your memories. You stop feeling like a tourist and start feeling like someone who truly belongs. So next time you're planning your trip, remember, skip the tourist traps. Find the places where the locals hang out. Spend your money like they do, and watch your journey transform into something deeper, richer, and more fulfilling. Your adventure, your budget, your authenticity. Number 4, packing light and travel free. Ditch the luggage and save big. What if I told you that packing light isn't just about squeezing everything into a tiny bag, but actually ditching your luggage altogether? Yes, you heard that right. Imagine traveling without the hassle of dragging a suitcase around, standing in line at baggage claim, or worrying about that overweight tag on your bag. Now, you might be thinking, but what about all my stuff? How can I survive without a suitcase? Well, trust me on this. There's a freedom to traveling luggage-free that you've probably never considered before. You know the type. You've got your oversized suitcase packed to the brim, probably half of it you'll never even use. Yet you can't help but overthink the just-in-case moments. What if it gets cold? What if I need 5 pairs of shoes? We've all been there. It's that sense of security that comes from thinking we need all the options. But here's the thing, it's not only stressful to pack all that extra baggage, it's expensive. Extra checked luggage fees, airport security delays, and let's not even talk about the energy it takes to drag that suitcase around. It's a game you can't win. Now, here's the kicker. What if you could skip all that? The strategy is simple. Pack just the essentials, focus on versatility, and embrace the art of minimalism. I'm talking about one carry-on bag, or even better, none at all. Imagine just walking into the airport with your wallet and phone in your pocket, breeze through security, and head straight to your gate. That's the freedom I'm talking about. You'd be amazed how much lighter your trip feels, not just physically but mentally too. This isn't about being a minimalist for the sake of it. It's about removing unnecessary weight, literally and figuratively, from your journey. Let me give you a real-life example. A few months ago, I was heading to a weekend getaway. Everyone was packing their usual gear, suitcases, backpacks, you name it. And there I was with nothing but my small day pack, feeling like I was skipping some unspoken rule. But here's the thing. I only brought the bare essentials. A pair of versatile shoes, a couple of shirts, and a lightweight jacket. No checked bags, no massive carry-ons. I felt like I had a secret. When we all arrived, I sailed through baggage claim, while the others were left lugging their suitcases around. I was already sipping a coffee, relaxed, and ready to explore. The best part, I didn't even miss my stuff. In fact, I felt freer than I had in ages. This is about more than just saving on baggage fees or feeling like a super efficient traveler. This is about reclaiming your time, your peace of mind, and your wallet. You're not weighed down by excess. Instead, you're making room for the memories, the experiences, and the moments that really matter. You're embracing the true essence of travel, not as something to haul around, but as something to enjoy fully and without the clutter. It's a game changer. So, next time you're packing for a trip, ask yourself, do I really need all this stuff? Your journey isn't about the luggage you carry, but the memories you create. Lighten your load, both in your bag and in your life. Trust me, the less you bring, the more you'll gain, whether it's in time, money, or experiences. This is about traveling smart, traveling free, and traveling light. Your peace, your freedom, and your joy are worth so much more than the weight you carry. Number 5. The power of couchsurfing, staying for free without feeling awkward. Imagine being able to travel to a new city, not spending a dime on accommodation, and still feeling like you belong there. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, let me introduce you to the power of couchsurfing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stay with a stranger. Isn't that awkward? What if they're weird? Trust me, I get it. It's a huge leap from the comfort of booking a hotel, but once you understand how it works, you'll see why it's not only possible, it's actually a game changer for travelers looking to experience more, spend less, and connect in ways they never imagined. We've all been there. You're on a trip, your budget's tight, and hotel prices just keep skyrocketing. You can't help but wonder, how do I make this work? I don't want to stay in a cramped dorm, but I also don't want to blow my entire budget on one night stay. It's a dilemma that most travelers face at some point. The frustration of being stuck between your dream destination and your limited wallet is real. So you start thinking outside the box, and suddenly couchsurfing pops up on your radar. But again, the thought of staying in someone else's home, with no guarantee of how comfortable or awkward it'll be, might make you hesitate. Here's the thing. Couchsurfing isn't just about saving money. It's about diving into a community, experiencing a destination like a local, and, believe it or not, making some of the best memories of your life. You see, couchsurfing is rooted in the idea of trust and shared experiences. The goal isn't just to find a free place to crash, it's to connect with people who are eager to show you the real side of their city. They want to help you discover hidden gems, offer local tips, and even take you on spontaneous adventures. So, while it may seem awkward at first, it's actually an opportunity to break down barriers and connect with someone in a meaningful way. Let me tell you about my own experience. Last year, I found myself in a city I knew very little about, and the hotel prices were insane. I wasn't about to spend my whole budget on accommodation, so I turned to couchsurfing. I found a host who had excellent reviews, and while I was nervous, I knew this was a chance to experience the city through a local's eyes. When I arrived, my host greeted me with a warm smile and a cup of coffee, and from that moment, any anxiety I had melted away. We spent the next few days exploring together, chatting about our lives and sharing travel stories. It felt natural, and the best part, I felt like I was truly experiencing the city, far more than I ever would have staying in a sterile hotel room. This is about more than just saving a few bucks. Couchsurfing is a powerful way to reclaim your travel experience. It's about shedding the awkwardness of being a stranger in a new place and transforming that into a shared human connection. By embracing this experience, you're also breaking free from the mindset that travel is about tourist spots, and instead embracing the richness of local culture. This is where you find the real magic, the people, the stories, and the moments that can't be found in a guidebook. So, the next time you're hesitating about couchsurfing, remember, it's not about being cheap or awkward. It's about being brave enough to step outside your comfort zone and open yourself up to new possibilities. Trust in the process, trust in the people you'll meet, and most importantly, trust yourself. Your travel experience doesn't have to be defined by your accommodations. It can be defined by the connections you make, the stories you gather, and the memories that stay with you long after your trip is over. After all, when you open up your world to others, they'll open up theirs to you. Number 6. Meal prep and street food. How to avoid expensive tourist meals. Here's a little secret I wish I knew sooner. You don't have to break the bank for every meal when you travel. Imagine eating like a local, indulging in mouth-watering street food and skipping those overpriced tourist traps, all while saving money. Sounds too good to be true, right? Now, I know what you're thinking, but how do I avoid those tempting restaurants on every corner, offering the best local experience? Trust me, it's not as hard as it seems, and I'm about to tell you how you can enjoy every bite without feeling like you've been duped. We've all been there. You're in a new city, hungry, tired, and staring at a menu in a tourist-heavy district. The prices are high, the food looks decent, but you're wondering, am I really getting the best deal here? Then there's the guilt that hits when you realize you've just paid triple the price for a meal you could have gotten elsewhere for half. You know the type. The street vendors with the real flavors are just a few blocks away, but you're either not sure where to find them or you just don't have the energy to venture off the beaten path. Sound familiar? Here's where meal prepping and street food come to the rescue. Let me break it down for you. Meal prep isn't just for the gym goers and health nuts. It's a travel hack that can save you big time. Picture this. The day before you go out for your adventures, you hit a local market, pick up fresh ingredients for snacks or easy-to-make meals, and stash them in your backpack. You're saving money, avoiding the endless lineups at tourist spots, and, most importantly, you're still getting the full experience of local flavors. And when you're craving something extra special, street food is where the magic happens. Local vendors offer authentic, fresh meals for a fraction of what you'll pay at those tourist traps. The twist? You're not just saving money, you're also connecting with the heart of the city. Let me tell you about a trip I took to Bangkok. I was wandering around hungry and naturally drawn to the shiny air-conditioned restaurants in the tourist districts. But then I remembered my plan. Explore. Don't just settle for the first option. I went a little further down a side street, found a tiny stall with an elderly woman making the most beautiful pad thai right on the sidewalk. And I was hooked. It was cheap, it was real, and it was the best meal I had on the whole trip. No fancy ambiance, no high prices, just pure, unfiltered local flavor. That one meal taught me that the real gems are found off the beaten path, where locals eat, and sometimes all it takes is a bit of research and willingness to step outside your comfort zone. This approach isn't just about saving cash, though. It's about reclaiming your experience. This is about embracing the local culture and understanding that food isn't just something you buy. It's a part of the community you're visiting. Meal prepping allows you to reclaim your peace by not stressing about your next overpriced meal, and street food lets you tap into the soul of the city without getting caught up in the tourism bubble. When you stop relying on tourist traps, you start to build real connections with the city, and that's what travel is all about. So, here's the takeaway. You don't have to spend a fortune to eat well or feel connected. Pack your snacks, prep your meals, and when you're ready for the real experience, seek out those hidden food stalls. Your wallet will thank you, and so will your taste buds. It's all about making your travel experiences richer, both culturally and financially. It's your adventure, your meal, your way. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope these pragmatic travel hacks gave you some fresh ideas and insight on how to make the most out of your trips without blowing your budget. If you found this video valuable, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps support the channel. And if you want more practical tips like these, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new video. Know someone who's always dreaming of traveling but doesn't know where to start? Share this video with them, and let's help each other travel smarter. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share your own travel hacks or any experiences you've had trying to travel on a budget. Let's start a conversation and build a community of like-minded travelers. Remember, traveling isn't just about the destination. It's about how you get there, and you have the power to make that journey affordable, unforgettable, and truly your own. Stay curious, stay practical, and I'll catch you in the next one.